like that, eh? Just like that. I guess that's exactly what Patrik Allvin and Francesco Aquilini were looking for, right? A game, a streak, a goal like that. The Vancouver Canucks have gotten off to a 2-0 start on this mini homestand of theirs, defeating the Anaheim Ducks the other night in a game where they very deservedly had the win, and they followed that up with a Friday night showdown against the Minnesota Wild post-trade deadline, post-inactivity, post-fans getting all upset at the team and the management and the ownership. The Canucks followed all that with a game like that. It is a 3-1 win against Brock Besser's hometown Minnesota Wild. Brock Besser, by the way, that was playing for the Vancouver Canucks. He didn't get traded, and we had made a bunch of videos going over that situation and how Patrik Allvin made some comments that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and they potentially rubbed his agent the wrong way too, so not ideal for Brock and Vancouver. But a 3-1 victory on home ice. Let's go PD chants raining throughout the building. Kiefer Sherwood chants raining throughout the building. I don't think Kevin Lankinen got a chant, but he definitely deserved some too. The Vancouver Canucks just pulled off what I'm going to say was a lucky win. Especially in the third period, I think the Minnesota Wild definitely had more momentum and opportunities and zone time, and they were just kind of going and getting their chances and shooting, and Kevin Lankinen, to his credit, he was really good. He, I think, more than anybody, was a really big reason as to why this game was a Vancouver Canucks victory. So, big props out to Lank the Tank for getting things done and showing everybody why Patrik Allvin and Jim Rutherford made the right decision to sign this guy, decide to bring him back, not go into the free agent pool to try and look for another backup while Thatcher Demko's recovering from injury one more time. Speaking about that, no Demko tonight, no Hughes tonight. Filip Gustavsson had 2 assists one more time, and the Vancouver Canucks came out on top, squeaking away with a 3-1 win. Let's talk about the goals that happened in this game, starting out with the 1-0 goal. Oh, that is exactly what we were looking for. Elias Pettersson, all you gotta do is just play like that, and Vancouver fans will love you as they had in the past. Vancouver fans will adore you. They will chant your name. They will acknowledge you. Elias Pettersson made it 1-0 on the power play off of a classic, beautiful, grip it and rip it, one-timer baby. Oh my gosh, the setup, the feed, the long drive. Pettersson rips it on goal, buries it by Filip Gustavsson, and makes it 1-0. You can see him in the post-game. He's smiling, he's laughing, he's having a good time. After calling himself out in the media, he does something that only Sidney Crosby has done all year in the Anaheim game. And then Jannik Hansen went on to Sportsnet 650 earlier this afternoon, said, hey, it's great to see him winning faceoffs. It's great to see him do these things. We need him to do those things in order for Vancouver fans to be happy with his performance. But other than faceoff wins and solid defensive play, the guy needs to produce. And then he scores a goal like this one. Oh boy. He scores a goal like that! It's not even just a regular old Pettersson snapshot on the rebound or something. It's not a tap-in. It's not a garbage goal. It's a grip it and rip it 1T. And that is what we want out of this guy. The game is 1-0 for the majority of the contest, actually. Then, in the third period, it becomes 1-1. What a goal scored by Brock Faber 7 minutes in on the man advantage. It's a really nice little segment here for the Wild as Faber, as that top power play quarterback, receives the little nice pass from the tic-tac-toe. It's a one-timer himself. He beats Kevin Lankinen. That was the 32nd shot of the game for the Minnesota Wild. And Kevin Lankinen gets beat from distance. It's kind of similar to the PD goal, but Vancouver was holding their ground defensively. Sure, Lankinen was forced to make a lot of saves, but the fact is the Minnesota Wild were not getting past him until this goal in the third period. And around this time, it was 1-1. Canucks hockey starting to look a little bit fragile here. The fans on their feet, Lankinen on his toes, making save after save after save. But with 4 minutes to go in the third period, after Elias Pettersson has a really good shift, the Canucks then send out that line with Kiefer Sherwood. The puck gets played back over to the point, and then it's Sherwood backdoor who gets by his guy and who ends up giving Vancouver the lead. What a beautiful goal for the Vancouver Canucks. It's a long cross crease from Phil Hronek all the way to the stick of Kiefer Sherwood, and he's on that backdoor side. He puts it in. Add on Teddy Blueger with the hustle, loyalty, disrespect on the empty netter, who then seals the deal and makes it 3-1. That goal was assisted by P.S. Suter. Teddy Blueger scored in 2 straight games, folks. He had goals number 6 and number 7 on the season in the game against Anaheim and then in the game today against Minnesota. Kiefer Sherwood, 14 goals on the season. Phil Hronek, 19 assists. He gets 2 assists in this one. Brock Boeser also getting a point on the Elias Pettersson one-time goal. So all the guys that we were talking about whether or not they'd get traded, Pettersson scored, Boeser scored an assist, P.S. Suter assist as well. Brock's looking happy in the post-game. He's happy to be a Vancouver Canuck. Maybe not too happy that his GM may have disrespected him, but still, he's happy to go out there and score some points, as we know he is, especially against his hometown Minnesota Wild team. So I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this overall game, how the Vancouver Canucks found themselves an opportunity to really put it to the Minnesota Wild and walk away with the dub. They escaped, I would say. They may not have had themselves a really good chance to win this one if it wasn't for Kevin Lankinen and the defense doing their thing. But ultimately, I say this sometimes. A lot of people get pissed off when I say it, but I'll say it again one more time. You gotta be good to be lucky. You gotta be lucky to be good. And the Vancouver Canucks in this game were both lucky and, to a reasonable capacity, good enough to win the game. Am I saying they played a perfect game? Absolutely not. That is not what I'm going to indicate from this hockey contest here against the Minnesota Wild. But Elias Pettersson, hey, this is what we want out of him. We want games like that. We want shots like that. I think he led the Vancouver Canucks in shot attempts for forwards this game, which is absolutely what we want to see from the $11.6 million superstar that we were also interested in seeing if he'd get moved or not earlier today. Brock Boeser, if he continues producing points, then maybe it'll be a little bit easier to stomach going on a playoff run with him, although, of course, if the Canucks decide to re-sign him at a reasonable dollar amount, I think that's better for everybody involved. Not really too sure the likelihood on that, but of course we will wait and see what happens. Patrik Allvin didn't really give us much to cheer about in that respect. But anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Vancouver Canucks defeating the Minnesota Wild in this hockey game here today. 3-1 is the final score. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.